participants, we have created the YouTube link and Telegram group for the event. Coming to the topic of the webinar series, it's on quality enhancement in teaching and learning strategy. The literal meaning of quality is value or worthiness. Now, how the quality in teaching and learning is measured? Quality in teaching and learning can be seen in the way of knowledge, skills, and ability of the teacher. This quality can be enhanced when teaching impacts learning and learning influences teaching. This webinar series aims at enhancing the quality of teaching and learning by dealing with three different fields. Number one, online education. Number two, research. And number three, OBE, outcome-based education. All the topics of this webinar series come under these three broad categories. Hope this series will definitely help you to enhance your quality of teaching and learning. I thank all the resource persons of this webinar series for having readily accepted our invitation to share their knowledge in the given topic. I conclude with the quote, "To be successful, you have to have quantity of qualities, and let us have the best of teaching and learning quality, one among them." Thank you, and over to the organizer.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for the inaugural address. Teaching should be blended with research, for it is a continuous process. And as the mother eagle who pushes the baby eagle to realize that it can fly, and we can, as teachers, do miracles.
We are not using that often. We are saying this oral, fluorine, chlorine, iodine. Okay, so the reactive order.
May I now invite Dr. L. Lakshmi, Associate Professor of Commerce, who is an active member of the NAC Steering Committee and who has published nearly 70 papers in journals, and she has guided 25 MPhil scholars and always seems to be full of beans. And now I invite Madam Dr. L. Lakshmi to talk on the topic research structuring and writing proposals. Ma'am, over to you.
Okay, thank you. My humble pranams to revered Ambas, respected Madam Principal, Controller of Examinations, faculty members of our institution, and also from other institutions. Good evening to one and all present here. First of all, I owe my gratitude to our management and our respected Madam Principal for having given this wonderful opportunity to address before you on the occasion of 10-day webinar series on virtual mode on the topic Quality Enhancement in Teaching and Learning Strategy from 15th June to 25th June. I am very much delighted, and I am also having a shocking surprise. Actually, this webinar series have been organized, and there is some story. 1 week before, we got the WhatsApp messages through HODs that the list of FDPs attended during the last pandemic, and all the faculty members were very eagerly gave the breakup, and our Madam Principal meticulously worked out, and she gave a shocking surprise that the webinar series will be conducted and we have to share our observations. Anything we learn, you have to share with others. This is the nature. We read something and we share with others, automatically it gets more positive energy. And we try to learn. It is actually learning process. Today I am going to talk about research structuring and writing proposal. This is the topic given to me. I attended faculty development program on this particular topic on 27th May 2020 at Ratnam College of Arts and Science. It was a wonderful program organized by the institution, and I could remember very little, but now I captured the YouTube and I got some information. And at the time of allotment of topic, principal asked, did you didn't take notes for that? She asked. By the time only I realized I should have taken notes. But somehow I could manage. I'll try to give to my level best. Now we will go to the screening of I am sharing my PowerPoint. Just a minute. Whether is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
My topic is research structuring and writing proposals. Actually, this presentation will be very light, and because most of the faculty members might have done already major research projects, minor research projects, and they are very much having expertise knowledge in that. But still, the basic things while preparing the research proposals, there are some basic things we have to note down. That was explained in that FDP in Coimbatore. And what I observed, I am going to share. Research. What is research actually? It is a careful consideration of study regarding a particular concern or any problem using some scientific methods. So it is researching of our problem only. And we use some scientific methods to find out the solution. There are some famous research quotes. An organized method of trying to find out what you are going to do after you cannot do what you are doing now. Another quote famous is, it is a method of keeping the customer reasonably dissatisfied with what he has. Another quote is about research. When you take stuff from one writer, it is plagiarism. But when you take from many writers, it is research. The quote continues. Research is what I am doing when I don't know what I am doing. In that stage only we are. Usually the research people, those who are doing research, they don't know whether they are going right or wrong, whether they know whether they are doing it rightly or not. So this is the apt messages for many of the research people. It is what I am doing when I don't know what I am doing. And another quote is, it is an organized method of keeping you reasonably dissatisfied with what you have, because you want to develop further. So whatever you have, you may not be satisfied, you want to do it further. So always in that stage we are. And another famous quote is about women. A jealous woman is better research than FBI. Next quote is, this is the last quote. It is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. These are the some quotes about the research. Now we are coming to the topic research proposal. What is research proposal? It is a document proposing a research project. We do some research and we prepare in the form of a document and we submit for evaluation. We get funds. And this research proposal may be either in science or academia. It is actually a request for sponsorship and it is always evaluated on cost and the potential impact. It explains the soundness of the proposed plan. What is the purpose of research proposal? Why do we prepare? What is the need for? I have identified the 4 purposes. The first one is to sell the idea to the funding agency. Actually, ideas are coming to our mind. We prepare it in the form of a proposal and we raise funds. And to convince others that the project is worth enough. That is another aspect of the research proposal. And you want to prove that your approach is novel. That is another area. And another thing is the problem is significant. That is, you want to justify that you are doing right. Advantages. What are the advantages of research proposal? Mainly to raise funds to support your research. And the research proposal allows you to review and evaluate current research program. Only when you start writing the proposal, you will review yourself and you will evaluate the current program. And it convinces you that your research is worth supporting. And it keeps you focused. Always we will be thinking of that. Mostly the science departments will be having this feeling. They will be thinking always focused on the research program. And you develop novel ideas. Only when you start writing the proposal, you get novel ideas. Now there is some similarities as well as some differences between the proposal and the research. What is proposal? Can you use the same term for that? No, it is different. To some extent, there is some difference. Research proposal is a plan, whereas research is an action. Research proposal is compulsory for approving the research. Is it not? Because we are submitting the proposal for evaluation. For that, proposal is necessary. So to approve your research, proposal is necessary. Next, research proposal is a schedule. We chart out. And actually what we do is research. Research proposal is a mirror and a blueprint of research. The condensed form, the summarized form we are submitting. That is a mirror and blueprint we can say. And research proposal can serve as a document of contract for the project. This is the difference between research proposal and research. Now, what are the basic requirements of a research proposal? When you prepare the research proposal, there are some points to be noted down. First one is you should not use complicated sentences. You should use only simple language. Even an ordinary layman must be able to understand. And it should convince the evaluation committee about credibility, achievability, practicality, and repeatability or reproducibility. The third one is 4 categories of audience who evaluate our research proposal. They will have different expectations. Who are they? Academic colleagues, policy makers, practitioners, and lay audiences. who don't know anything about it. And another requirement is it convinces the other researchers, research funding agencies, educational institutions. Everybody should be get convinced. So this is the requirement for the research proposal. Now we are going to see the main components or contents of your research proposal. The first one comes title. Title is very important. Selection of title is a time-consuming process because it should have some features. What are the features? It should predict the content of the research paper. Before going to read the title, the main matter, the title should say what is it. Stimulate the interest of the reader. It should be precise and accurate. It should reflect the tone of writing. It should contain the important keywords. Because usually search is made based on keywords only. It should be unambiguous. You should not use long titles. When you select the title, the second point, stimulate the interest of the reader. The newspaper readers in our family, you might have noticed, we will not read the whole thing, whatever available in the newspaper. We will see the main headings. The catchy heading or the catchy title will read first. So title is playing a vital role in attracting the readers. So it should stimulate the interest of the reader. Second comes abstract. After the title, we should think of the abstract. The abstract gives the summary of the whole research. But it should not be too long. It has a maximum word limit. It should briefly re-establish the topic. But at the same time, it gives the research problem. It also indicates the methodology used by the researcher. And it also presents the findings and the conclusion made by the researcher. This is the requirement for abstract. The third comes introduction. First one we have seen title, second one abstract, next only introduction. You have to give an introduction in such a way that it takes the readers towards the topic. You are orienting the readers towards the topic. You have to explain the relevance of the topic. You have to justify the choice of the topic. Within few lines, you should be able to catch the readers. Why you have given this? So the first few sentences should say what you are going to do. And it explains why your research is very important. So you substantiate your question. And actually your research question is that. And finally, you establish yourself. You establishes the writer's credibility. In that way, you are giving an introduction. And the introduction is very sweet. They continue to read. If it is not, they will skip it. Next is fourth comes statement of the problem. Problem statement is a very difficult task. It is decided based on the review of literature. After reading and discussions and interactions, we decide. So it describes the context for the study, addresses the existing gap in the knowledge. What is missing? We are finding out. and we try to do research on that. It conveys information about the research problem. Definitely. What will be its relevance? Why you do this? Why you have selected this topic? That and all you want to give it here. It should also lead to further research. So there must be some scope for future researchers also. Next is literature review. Literature review is a long process where you are reading and collecting from internet, books, papers, publications, conference proceedings, interactions. So many sources are available. So you are referring the different sources. So the literature review, you have to take it only from reliable sources. You share the results of other studies. And you must lay strong foundation for your research. Irrelevant reviews should be avoided. The review which is related, or the literature which is related to your topic, you have to review. And the main reason for doing literature review is to prevent from duplication of work. It is purely theoretical framework and it gives a summary. And how the sources are available: internet, books, articles, conference proceedings, and dissertations. So many available. So if I say internet, so many things are included. Next is objective of the study. So you have analyzed, the title you have given, introduction, and you have given the abstract, literature review, statement of the problem, everything over. Now you have come to the main part, objectives of the study. What the researcher expects to achieve. Here only we are going to be specific, and it must be closely related to the statement of the problem. It must be very specific. It should be measurable. It should be achievable. It should be realistic and time bound. That they are saying it as acronym SMART. S for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So this is very important area where we fix the target or aim. Next is work plan. We have to plan. We have to include the major phases of the project. What are the, you divide into different parts, and how we are going to work, the schedule. What are the different requirements? We consolidate everything and we prepare a plan, different phases. And we schedule that summarizes the different components of the research. Here we include everything. It gives the list of requirements and the project objectives. And it estimates the starting time and the duration. It should not be too short, as well as it should not be too long. So you have to fix the schedule and you have to finish it by that time duration. So scheduling is another important criteria. And you have to fix the sequencing, flow, and a timeline of the study. How it should move, how it should proceed. So we have the checkposts or the cutoff points by which we should finish. And it also discusses the risk available. You have to express while submitting the proposal what are the risks that may arise and how you are made accountable. Everything you have to keep it open. Next, methodology. Methodology is application of tools and the collection of data and the interpretation. So here we include the type of research you did and how you collected your data, how you analyzed your data, what are the tools you have used. And remember, very important point, always it should be written in past tense. You should not write the other tenses. For methodology, past tense is must. Then it may be of two types, either subjective or objective. Subjective includes interviews, questionnaires, discussions, surveys. Whereas objective, it is based on experiments, use of measuring devices and recording devices. Next comes sampling. Sampling is a difficult task and it should be done properly, otherwise the results may not be accurate. So it should be a representative of the population. Only from the population you select the samples. It should be goal oriented. That is another important point. Based on keeping in mind the objectives, you have to decide the sampling method. And there are different sampling methods. That and all I am not going to discuss because you are already familiar with that. How to select the sample and what are the methods available for sampling. All this you should give more consideration. Then you should decide the size of the sample. What should be the size? It should be proportional to the size of the population. And there should not be any bias. If it is biased, there may be some errors. If there is an error, the interpretation may go wrong. And at the same time, you should keep it in mind, it should be economical. You should not spend more money on that. And it should be proportional to the population. Next, ethics. There are some ethical considerations. You have to keep it in mind. It is a most important part of research nowadays. And mainly it protects the privacy. It avoids the deception or exaggeration about the aims. You should not exaggerate your objective. That will be noted down by the evaluation committee. You should not undervalue or you should not overvalue. So exaggeration of aims is also considered one of the ethical issue. And it should be honest and transparent. And you should not use any misleading information. And you have to keep confidential. Next is references. You are referring so many sources to do your research, but you forget one person, the contributors. So this is considered as an important part of the research proposal. What you are doing here, you acknowledge the contribution of other writers. You give the list of references cited and you make sure the references are up to date, relevant, and it is from original source. And you give credit to the writers from whom you have borrowed words or ideas. Always be accurate, allowing the readers to trace the resources. Whenever you give some references, any person or any reader who reads your proposal must be able to locate the resource. Is it not? So that is another point to be noted. Lastly, the budget. This is another important thing you have to take into account in preparing the proposal. Expenses associated with the proposal. It should be as accurate as possible. You cannot give accurate, but you try to give as much as possible. It consists of all direct costs, facilities, administrative costs. So many costs are included in that: personnel, equipment, consumable, stationery, communications. comes under that. And in the budget, you have two types of costs, direct cost and indirect cost. Direct costs are those costs which are directly attributed for it, whereas indirect costs are the general expenses which are allocated based on the usage. For example, you use the library, you use the education institution, you use the laboratories. So the cost of the usage will be allocated to you. They are coming under indirect costs. And you ensure that all costs meet your criteria. And the last point is you should be prepared to justify your budget. You should not, when the question is asked about the money, you should be able to answer. So you have to be prepared for that. So we have seen till now the different components of the proposal. So whatever I know, I have shared. Now we are going to see the common mistakes in proposal writing, which should be avoided. According to my knowledge, choosing a topic that is too large. Whenever you choose the topic, you should not go a long way. So try to have this is another thing. Next is choosing a topic that is too complex. When you read the title, you may not understand. You will read again. Again, you won't understand. Third time you are reading, no. So it is very difficult. So they will skip it. Then not giving due consideration to the time factor. Actually, 3 years research project will go for 7 years, 8 years. This is another problem. Then choosing a research where materials are not easily accessible. You should not select this type of research. If the materials are not accessible, better you change the title. Then you should not use buzzwords or jargon, which is not accepted, which is not encouraging. And you should be having the objective not relevant to the project. So the project should have the relevant objective. Inadequate literature review. So minimum 20 they say, and for PhDs minimum 30 they say. No, the guides are insisting. If you have 2 or 3 literature reviews, then it is not. Sometimes some projects are coming like that. So there is another, this is another mistake. Then irrelevant references. References, if you want to enter, you collect somewhere from all the dustbins and fill up the pages. So you should provide the relevant references. So not just filling up the pages. Then discussing more problems than solutions. This is one category of human being. They will discuss only the problems. They don't know the solutions. So this is another problem area. And the proposal have formatting problems. It does not come in clean and compact way. You have the difficulty in formatting. So you give it to your colleagues or the other persons or other learned faculties and you share with them and let the comments you receive and you update yourself, automatically it will have the good remedy you have. Then paragraphs and sentences are too long. The paragraph should not be too lengthy. At the same time, the sentences will go with so many commas. That will not be encouraging. Next is not following the guidelines. Whenever the proposal is to be submitted, they have given some guidelines. Depends on the funding agency. So you have to follow the rules strictly. Even for submission of articles, you might have noticed it should be in Times New Roman. The spacing between that, how many words it should be supported by abstract. All that they say. How many words? 2,500 words like that, no? So if you are not following the guidelines, again, it is an irritating area. Then another issue with the intellectual property rights. This is a major area nowadays. It is very trending. So that issues are also to be noticed. Then repeating exact phrases from the funders' guidelines. Funders are giving some guidelines. repeating the same thing. That should not be the case. Then failure to convince the funder. This is another technique. You have to convince the funder. Even though it is wrong, you should argue with them in a positive way, and they should be convinced that your project is worthy enough. And weak recommendations and lack of credible information. You should not give the weak recommendations. So they will lose interest. Budget issues. Who's spending so much of money or having a shortage of money? No plan at all. Confusing always. This is another problem which lies on the research persons. And sloppy presentation. Make long pauses. When you are called for an evaluation committee, at the time of presentation, you give a long pause like that. Contradict themselves. You are giving two statements which are contradicting each other. And you have some misconceptions. If any definition or any concept is to be explained, if you give a wrong definition, then that itself gives a bad image. Next is grammar errors. Commas you won't put, then misspelling of the words. That and all is another problem. These are the common mistakes which can be avoided. So to relax, because I have been boring with the research topic, to have a change, just read the joke. Statistical department is hiring a mathematician. 3 recent graduates are invited for an interview. One has a degree in mathematics and another one in applied maths. Applied maths is different from mathematics. And the third candidate is from statistics. All the 3 were asked the same question. What is the question? What is 1/3 plus 2/3? Mathematician told maths graduate, it is 1. The applied mathematician put the hands in his pant pocket and took the calculator. The olden days, the joke came, no, it was only calculator. Now cell phone. And replied 0.9999, accurate. The statistician asked, what he asked, what do you want it to be? உங்களுக்கு yes வேணுமா no வேணுமா எது வேணாலும் பண்ணலாம். So statistician is asking, what do you want it to be? I think you have understood. Now the funds for research that we can classify under the headings. It is institutional level, local level bodies, state government level, central government bodies, international bodies, companies based research and development, and NGOs. These are the areas or funding agencies, and the funds are allocated for the different proposals. And for the science department, there are numerous. When I searched yesterday, then only I found out vast area it is. And the tips, it will be very simple, but still I want to share with you. Read and confirm to all the instructions. Before submitting the proposal, you have to read it carefully. All the instructions. Next, make sure proposal fits the criteria. Whatever the criteria is required, you have to be assured of it. And break down the proposal into point form before writing. What is required, you list out. The proposal you divide into number of points before writing. Then only you can assemble easily. Bit by bit you can make it. And describe the proposal in non-technical terms with clear language. First you write in non-technical terms. Then we can use the technology or whatever it may be. That is the Basic thing required. Make sure the proposal is free of typographic and grammatical errors. That is another point. Because if there is many spelling mistakes or grammatical errors, it will irritate the readers. They won't listen further. And make an impact in the first few sentences and grab the attention and excite them about the project. So this is an area where you are impressed. They will be sitting like a statue. Oh, she is presenting very well. So that you have to grab the attention of the particular project. State how the research is innovative and valuable. There are some persons who will able to explain whatever they do, it is right. They will be arguing that particular nature they have. So you are proving that your project is innovative and it is very valuable. And organize proposal by focusing on a central question. You should not deviate from the central question. You have to keep it in mind. It should be at the core. You organize in that way. Then the title is clear and reflects the goal of the study. It should be very clear. What is your aim? It is clearly mentioned in the title. Next is, it shows that the research is feasible and you are competent to conduct. That is another point. Simply for the sake of doing research, we should not. So we have to find out whether it is feasible for us to do that. So you are competent to conduct, that also you should prove. Then indicate how the research will make a contribution to knowledge. Already there is a knowledge bank. Knowledge is available everywhere. Now how you are going to contribute and how your research is going to contribute towards it. That also you are going to show that. Then get the proposal reviewed and commented by others, because others are having diverse opinion, and you edit some more. Don't do it by yourself, share. Then allow plenty of time to write proposal and do not rush. Within a single day, night, without sleeping, day and night உட்கார்ந்து ஒரே நாள் எழுதி காலையில கொண்டு தள்ளிடுறது. அப்படி பண்ணக்கூடாது. You should not do that. Next is, acknowledge the authors of all publications you refer and avoid any risk of plagiarism. That is very, very important. You have to acknowledge. Next, we love research. Why? You can take your learning anywhere. Is it not? We love. You are in a field where knowledge grows fast. Day by day, second by second, we get more knowledge. So we have to do research. Then knowledge is growing exponentially. We find ways to stay up to date. Is it not? We have to stay up to date. Knowledge is going very fast. Then mistakes are part of our job description. We commit some mistakes and we try to rectify, so we do research and do that. It provides the chance to learn new things by discovering, learning, sharing. You discover something, you learn something, and you are sharing the same with others. Next is, you get to work with all kinds of different people through interactions, collaborations, with the different backgrounds, perspectives, languages, cultures, and customs. Is it not? When you are going for a conference or webinar or FTP, so many things are taking place. So you get to know so many things. And you can turn your mistakes into learning experience. You get to read a ton of books. You read. We are exposed to an endless amount of resources every day. We love discovering books that teach us the impossible. Is it not? We love the books. Whatever is impossible, it teaches. And it provides the chance to have the shared experience. Learning about people's stories. This is mainly applicable for the literature department, English. How did they come to research the topic? What motivates them to do research? Where do they find their inspiration? All these questions are answered only when you do the research. So it provides a chance to have a shared experience. Fosters constant bravery and persistence. We get courage when you do research. Presenting research at conferences, submitting publications, sharing your ideas. And the faculty members are getting anxiety, filled with experiences for many. It is applicable to many faculty. Every opportunity we are given to share our work gives us a chance to grow stronger and more confident researchers. Is it not? So we use that opportunity and we grow still stronger. Now we feel confident and you have the power to make a difference in the world. You stand apart. You recognize yourself differently. So it is a platform to use your discoveries to make your positive change in the tangible ways. Making changes positively, which is tangible. And you get to celebrate when it all pays off. Because when any award comes, any VIVA comes, any article was accepted, and when there is any appreciation comes, you celebrate. Celebrating our accomplishments, celebrating amazing feedback. Yes, it reflects our success, is it not? Okay, whatever we have done, we get. Inspirational quotes. This I have collected mainly to make you light, to feel that research is nothing, we can do it. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Got it? Then work hard is silence. It is silent only. Let success makes the noise. Successful people are not gifted. They just work hard, then succeed on purpose. Next, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work hard. These are the links mainly for the year 2021-22. So many African countries, developing countries, if you click, it will come the website. Now it is kept to open. I searched and I have given the link also. And you can search it. This is another link that is also available. Then Shodh also we have. It is not opening. We have the link. I think in the Shodh I have made some mistake. I think it is not. The link has some problem, I feel. How to have fun while doing research. Research doing is fun, just like a play. Try interactive learning software. Then use music mildly. Keep snacks close. Definitely you like this. Provide good lighting and comfortable chair. That itself is very important. Even for online classes, if good lighting and comfortable chair is available, we can talk so many hours. Ensure adequate ventilation. Have good temperature levels. Get cool and creative stationery. Schedule time slots for study. Look at your study from a different perspective. Realize that study is about more than a topic before you. Take breaks and relax. Make flashcards. Go over your notes and draw pictures for remembering. Whatever picture you want, you draw to remember in such a way. Make an easy retrieval table. How to remember. When you are bathing, you can tell the points. And when you are watching the TV, simply you can draw that. And use mnemonic devices. That is also very helpful. And make small posters and hang up around your room. Because to create a mood, you should have that. All these you have to keep it in mind. And you can do the research just like a fun. In Bernard Shaw told, I'm going to conclude. Bernard Shaw told one proverb for marriage. Marriage is like a prison. Those who are not married, they want to get married. But those who are married, they want to come out of it. So the same proverb, I think I can apply for research also. Those who are not doing research, they want to do. I want to do MRP, I want to do PhD. But when they enter it, they want to come out. And another proverb by the same person, Bernard Shaw. English people will be knowing so much, but I know very little. If there is a person without research, he is incomplete. But if he has done the research, what is the answer, you know? This is also from Bernard Shaw. He is finished. Thank you.